Hey y'all, and welcome back to our channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tiffany, and today I'm going to share with you a fun recipe that freezes very well and is a fun family favorite. It is part of a collaboration hosted by my good friend Lynn over at Bucket List Homestead called Freeze It February. It's an amazing collaboration. There is a great playlist that I will have linked down in the description below, but also you can find it on Lynn's channel as well. Excuse me, everybody. I'm still a little under the weather, so let's get back to it. So you can find the playlist in my description below or over on Lynn's channel, which I will also have linked down in the description below. It's full of some very amazing recipes and some awesome collaborators and content creators. So if you haven't yet, go check them all out. There will also be a small giveaway on, hang on, I got my notes here, on Lynn's channel. March 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be fun. So go over and watch the playlist and comment on as many videos as you can. Watch as many as you can so you have a fun chance to win some of these awesome prizes that Lynn has available and everything like that. Like, this has been a very fun collaboration, and I am so happy that she asked me to join. And I'm getting a whole whack of recipes, so the premise behind it is you know, sometimes you don't feel very good, or sometimes life is a little busy and everything like that. Well, we are sharing recipes that you can toss in your freezer and have readily on hand for those days. And if you do, if you do at least one of these a week, as Lynn would say, you'd have 4 freezer meals ready to go in your freezer for those times and everything like that. So it's a really interesting collaboration, and there are some very interesting recipes already entered in. So today I'm going to do garlic chicken lo mein. I will have to substitute a few things because I can't have certain ingredients that, like shellfish and stuff like that, but it's also who I am. So we're gonna hop into it, and I'll show you guys our Freeze It February recipe. So here's everything you're going to need laid out in front of you. Now, I've already cut my chicken into small diced cubes and marinated it in soy sauce overnight. You're going to need about maybe 4 chicken breasts, I think is what I used for this recipe. Then I didn't have any other vegetables, so I grabbed a can of peas and carrots. Now you can use frozen vegetables, you can use fresh vegetables, whatever you have on hand will do. Like I said, I just had the canned carrots, so I grabbed those. Now the noodles are for if you're going to eat it right away or make noodle bowls. If you're going to throw it into a freezer bag for the crock pot later, you do the noodles when you cook it after freezing it. So there's my container I'm going to mix my sauce in. Now for this recipe, I'm only doing a single, but if you're going to put it into a freezer bag, I about quadruple the recipe and everything like that. Now for this sauce, you're going to use about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I just kind of shake it by eye. Then you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can either use light or dark or a mixture of the two. Next, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. I use about a tablespoon of Asian sesame seed oil because I like the flavor. And then you need a 1/4 cup of brown sugar for this sauce. It also calls for an option of oyster sauce. I can't have it, so I found this fish sauce that works just as well as a substitute. So as you can see, I grabbed my 1/4 cup measure for the brown sugar and get started on the sauce. Now, when it comes to freezing this in a bag for later use in your crock pot, I usually quadruple the recipe. That way you have a little extra sauce, and it never hurts to be a little saucy. When I make the noodle bowls, I only double the sauce recipe, because once it's frozen and then defrosted and reheated in your microwave, the defrosting, when you reheat it in your microwave, will add to water to that anyways and give you a little bit of extra sauce. Now, if you're just going to eat this as a normal meal, doing the single recipe is okay unless you want extra sauce, and then I would double it as well for just eating it normally. But doing just a single serving of the sauce still turns out very, very nice and very, very yummy. Now it's time to whisk together all those yummy ingredients to make the lovely sauce for our chicken lo mein. You can see how nice and thick it is. And now, let's get into cooking. So as you can see, I have my pot here and I've got a little bit of oil and I've preheated the oil. Now I'm going to add my chicken and get that all stir-fried in and thoroughly cooked before I move on to the next step. As you see, I had to add a lid to try and get that cooked a little bit faster because it was taking forever. So now I'm just going to stir it around and make sure it is nice and thoroughly cooked. Then I'm going to take it and move it into a separate bowl so that I can move on to the vegetables. I've added a little bit of extra oil now so that I can add my peas and my carrots in and stir fry them a little bit. Like I said earlier, you can use canned vegetables, frozen vegetables, or if you have them on hand, fresh vegetables. Some of the things that I've used in the past have been sliced, diced carrots. I've used peppers, I've used onions, I've used snap peas, I've used many different things in the past. This is just what I had on hand, so I just stir them around until they're really well cooked. And then as you can see, they're ready to go, so I add the chicken back in and stir it around to kind of mix it nicely and get it all incorporated together before moving on to the next step. As you can see, while I was waiting for that to simmer and cook, I decided to start the noodles because, well, I needed the noodles. So I prepared them to their package specifications. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Which is to cook them for about 3 minutes before draining so that they are a little, like they're cooked but not fully cooked, so that when you go to stir fry them, it cooks the rest of the way. So as you can see, I've already added the sauce while I was working on the noodles, and Bella was stirring for me at this point in time. So now she's getting ready to stir the noodles in while I add the noodles to the batch. This is, like, again, this is to make either a noodle bowl or to eat right away. If you're going to put it away in the freezer for later in a crock pot, these are steps you don't need to take. It's only if you want to make it into a noodle bowl or to eat it right away, you need to follow these steps. As you can see, Bella does a really good job of stirring in the noodles and getting them all incorporated into the sauce. And now that that's done, we can show you all what it's going to look like when it's completely in the bowl. Be back with you guys in a second. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have it in our bowl. It's nice and it's coated in the sauce and it's yummy and steaming and ready to eat. Now, as I've stated before, you can also make this so that it goes into a crock pot, or you can eat it as you see, or you can make it into a noodle bowl using a similar plastic container like this or any other one you may have on hand. So, what do you guys think? How does that look to you? So what do you guys think? Wasn't that simple, very easy, and looked very, very delicious? Trust me, it was. It went over well when I made it, for sure, and it always does. It is kid-approved, so that is amazing. But as I said before, this is part of an awesome collaboration, so if you haven't yet, please go click on the playlist in the description below and check out all the rest of the collaborators in this awesome awesome little collaboration going on for Freeze It February. And again, there is a draw on March the 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and there's some awesome prizes to be won and everything like that. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe think about giving it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, come join our family. We get up to a lot of yummy chaos, a lot of family togetherness, fun, and just all around togetherness, really. We're a fun bunch to be around, if I do say so myself, and it's free to join. So come join our family. We welcome everybody with open arms. Now that being said, I gotta go get this stuff put away and in the freezer, so I'll see everybody in the next one. Bye, everybody.